And welcome to SMEBiztv, the show that brings you bite-sized business strategies for today's SMEs.
Now we've got an awesome treat for you today on today's show. We've got Phil Bedford here, who's a friend of ours from the Referral Institute. And Phil is a really cool guy. He's the Master Franchisee for the GCC region of the Referral Institute. As well, he's a cool kite surfer and salsa dance trainer. So perhaps we'll get to see some moves later on in the show.
Absolutely. Who do I dance with?
Ellen first, I hope. Well, welcome to the show.
That'll be the rebel bit.
Yeah. Awesome. So Phil, can you just explain a little bit about Referral Institute and what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. The Referral Institute has been going since 2004. We're the world's largest referral training, consulting and coaching company. We work specifically with business owners and normally SMEs to help them grow their business through referral.
We love that. Now, there's been some conversations in the past, and we've had some of these ourselves, is what's the difference between a referral or a lead? And of course, quite often people are going to a lot of networking events here, and essentially they're pushing business cards into people's hands. So can you just kind of clarify that for us a little bit?
Well, we could take the lead and referral first. Obviously, a lead is a referral. However, it tends to be not a very good one. I think we've all been given at some point a referral from somebody who says, I haven't got a card on me. I'm joking. If I had a business card and said, Tanner, there's someone I was speaking to the other day. I think they need your service. Give them a call.
Yeah.
And really, that's not much better than a cold call. You call them up. They say, hi, who were you? John gave me a number. Who's John?
Yeah.
Literally nothing better than a cold call, and that takes you hours to go through the process. Whereas if you can have what we call a qualified referral from an individual who's been trained by yourself on how to refer you, the conversation could go something like this. Tanner, I've just spoken to Jim. Jim's looking for exactly what you guys do. They're looking for someone that's going to work on their SEO, their web division. I've shown him some of the testimonials from your previous clients. He's seen your prices because I explained how much you charge. He did have a couple of concerns, but I've already handled them. And he's basically said, fine, send them to me. I don't think I need to speak to anyone else. I just need to work out how it's going to go.
Very nice.
Completely different scales of referral and lead. And the question is, for most people, is which one are you getting for your business?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people fool themselves into thinking they're actually doing really well for their business because they're getting lots of referrals. And what they're actually getting is lots of leads. Whereas what they could be getting is a lot less good quality referrals, which doesn't burn out their time.
Now I remember, just on the heels of that, I remember when we were with BNI, which is an awesome organization, and we'll put the link for BNI down below in the video here now in a little while, but you were talking something about various levels of referrals, up to level 17. I think this is the numbers of levels, or am I mistaken? It's been some time.
Yeah, it's changing
but
all the
it's
time.
changing all the time. But so there was levels of referrals at some stage, and you were saying how different kind of organizations have different levels of referrals. But what are you talking about as the highest level of referrals? Someone walks in with business and says, "Here's the check."
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, yeah, exactly. The highest level of referral would actually be what we call a closed deal.
Yeah.
Where the example I gave a couple of seconds ago, you pretty much have to do nothing apart from walk in, meet the gentleman, and sign on the dotted line.
Yeah.
And that's a referral because I did all the work for you. I is your contact.
Yeah. That sounds amazing, but for people that maybe is not part of a networking group or BNI or any of the other ones there, how can they, train their network for, to sell their services? I mean, do you have any advice on how they can go about and actually get to that level where you have people working for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of strange. I mean, as human beings, we naturally gravitate towards relationships, we gravitate towards helping each other. So the ability to get referrals is just there just because we meet people. To get to that kind of level, you actually have to learn how to do it. And it's a little bit like, again, like soccer. Anybody can kick a ball around, but to become David Beckham, you've got to learn how to do it. So where would you learn how to do it? I mean, BNI you mentioned earlier on. BNI does education to a certain level on how far you can take your business by referral. The Referral Institute obviously is the premier form of learning. But for those people that don't have the money to invest in these sort of things, you can go online. Dr. Meisner regularly posts. In fact, he's got some of his advice on your website, your SME World. You can go on there and get some free tips and start learning that way. But like anything, if you want to get the best, you have to invest in the best.
Sure.
Yeah, and so, I mean, there's different locations for the Referral Institute around the world. You're obviously here in the GCC. What's the website for you guys, so we can put it down below?
Our number one website, because we're based, or head office is in Sonoma County, San Francisco, USA. So the actual website would be the referralinstitute.com. We have franchises all over the world. So obviously I'm a little bit biased towards the Middle East. So mine would be the Referral Institute -me.com.
Okay.
Middle East.
So if you're in the Middle East, don't forget to go on referralinstitute-me.com and check out Phil and his work as well. Let's talk some numbers here, because obviously there's going to be different ways of marketing a business, and people want to know, well, what is the conversion rate? So I come out of the Referral Institute and I'm all fresh, I'm ready to go. What are the statistics? Because we've talked about this a little bit before. You said that there are some global statistics kind of mashing around. What kind of numbers are we talking about, and what kind of numbers do you have for us?
Right. Well, let me take it right back to your first question. Was for any SME when they launch, one of the biggest challenges has to be, what am I going to sell, and how am I going to get clients? And let's assume for a minute you know what you're going to sell. So how do you get clients? And to get new clients, there's only actually 4 ways. And the 4 ways would be PR. Most SMEs can't afford to pay for PR because they're money hungry. Number 2, cold calling.
Yeah.
People hate cold calling. Number 3 is advertising and marketing, and let's face it, most SMEs can't afford advertising and marketing. And the last way is referral and networking. So there's 4 ways to generate new business, inside which comes everything.
Okay.
Some of the statistics I'll share with you guys later on is that, and some of these studies as well come from Dr. Meisner, what he's recognised, is the fact that nearly any SME you ask, between 70 and 100% of their business will come by referral. 70 to 100%. And yet if you ask any SME owner, do you know if that business is going to come next month?
They will say no.
They'll say no, if they're honest. And when you say why, they say, well, it's because referrals have to come by chance. That is when they come. Referrals come when my clients think to refer me, don't they? And this is where the uneducated person fails, is because ultimately they think the only source of referral is really either clients or from direct prospecting, which would be where they mistakenly think they're networking. So there is actually another 7 sources of referral, and it's actually opening their mind to that, getting them to realise that the world is in fact round, not flat, and all of a sudden all these other options become available, and you can actually learn to predict referrals.
Can you give us an example on some of that?
I've got a little game I can show you one day. Maybe that'll be another slot. Maybe that'll be another slot. We could do it. We can actually do it live with the audience. Another.
Yeah, sure.
We could even do it now if you had a piece of paper.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it on the next time.
Okay, we'll do it on the next one.
But you said there's 7 other types of activities now.
Yeah, different sources of referrals.
So can you give us one?
One other source, sure. Because sure. One other would be referral groups, okay, or networking groups as they might be called. So that would be one. But then that's subcategorized into 7 types of networking group. So BNI would be one. It's what we call a strong contact networking group. Another would be social, for example. So rugby club, friends and families. Another might be professional associations. So there's so many different areas to network. And unfortunately, what people tend to do is they don't really understand the power of networking groups. What people are doing when they go and join a networking group is ultimately that group is potentially a Ferrari, metaphorically, for their business. They've got this beautiful Ferrari sat there. They buy the Ferrari, buy the membership into the group, and then they proceed to push that Ferrari up the road. Instead of learning how to drive the Ferrari. So people are out there, you hear it all the time. Oh, this networking group's rubbish, it doesn't work. Oh, that one's rubbish, it doesn't work. The networking group's not the problem. The problem is the individual. The individual either doesn't know how to network, or they're in the wrong group.
Yeah.
Because they haven't done their research. They just don't know what they don't know.
Now, are these skills that we can learn at the Referral Institute?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. And is there information on your website about the different programs that you have? And And where we're going with that? Okay, fantastic. And again, we're going to pop that up on the screen soon. I had one question, because it's something that you and I talked about some months back, and it came my way, and we created a big discussion on LinkedIn about it. And we thought to ask you, because you're obviously the professional in this area, but what about paying for leads? Well, not leads. What about paying for referrals? What about or incentivizing people to work on our behalf? So, for example, if we're going to have an event or a workshop, what if I said, hey, listen, you're coming to my workshop. If you invite 5 more people, I will pay you X number of money per person. What do you think about that kind of concept?
Yeah, I mean, there are some scenarios, obviously, where people like to be rewarded. And reward is obviously a great motivator, although recognition is obviously the bigger one. In some elements, people will be motivated by a little bit of a fee. I think what we're talking about more is people taking large referral fees rather than the smaller one. So people, I used to work in real estate here, and I remember a guy coming to me and saying, I'm bringing my sister over, I'd like to look after her, to buy a house, and don't forget my commission.
Okay.
Now, obviously, I find that a little bit difficult coming from where I come from, but that's the mentality of a lot of people: is where's my referral, where's my money? So, in many areas, that is actually unethical. If you're not in the profession, it's illegal to take commission. So, in some areas, it's okay. It's the way business is done. Certain professions do that. It's how they survive. More to the point, that fact is more importantly, is people. Certain individuals are not motivated by money. Okay, so when you have people that are looking at survival, i.e. certain jobs where they're not on high income, they're under stress, the money may be a motivating factor. But if you're looking at individuals who you want to be creative, who you want to start looking at different opportunities, who can refer you business, when you're looking at creative mindsets, actually money's not the biggest motivator. So you need to find other ways to motivate people. And one of the biggest ways to motivate people is to surround yourself with individuals who have the same why, the same passion for what they do. They're trying to achieve the same things that you are. And when you can connect with people on that level, money pales into insignificance. So it really depends on what level we're talking about, I think.
That's fantastic.
I've been trying to say something the whole time, but you were on a roll there.
I'm sorry I keep going, because
okay, go ahead.
Phil's such an amazing professional in the industry, and he's got so much information for all of us to learn from and know. So I couldn't help but try to pick your brain on the stuff that was really important then and now. But I'm sorry, go ahead. I don't want to talk
by all means, you were on a
I don't
roll
want to
there.
talk anymore. I'm excited about the Lint moment coming up, so you go ahead.
No, I just want to ask, what advice would you give for small businesses when they're starting up? And what should they, if you have a limited budget or maybe no budget at all, what would you advise them to actually spend their time and focus on to generate more business? Do you have any?
Excellent. If you can afford to the time, which most people should do if they're serious about business, to actually go and look at networking groups, that's a great place to start. Visit any network in your area, visit a couple of times, interview the members of that group, see what their successes are. Remember, of course, some people will be successful, some won't be, but interview people and see how successful they are. See what the synergies are. And before you go throwing money and join groups, do your research. For 95% of small, medium business owners, BNI is an excellent option, and that is always worth looking at.
Wonderful. Well, thanks very much, Phil, for being on our show. It's really amazing to pick your brain as well, and really cool to be with you again. So, thank you.
And now we have our favorite part of the show, and no offense, Phil, by all means, is the SME Lint moment. So we'll see you in the next segment.
And don't forget to scroll down later, just down below the video, and you can see all of the links for the Referral Institute-me.com as well for Phil Bedford, and we'll hopefully see you very soon. Thanks for coming. Hi guys, and welcome to our SMEBiztv Lint moment. Now, this is a slightly different Lint moment that we normally do, because we're not just going to rate a tool or something like that. But what we've got is, while we've got Phil here on the show, we wanted to do something really special for you guys. And it's an exercise that he's done millions of times before. So what we're going to call it is, we're going to call it the Lint Referral Predictability Exercise, because we want to be able to predict referrals using Lint somehow in our minds. Thanks very much, Lint, for being our sponsor. So
what do you need for this?
You need a piece of paper?
Piece of paper and a pen.
And Phil, so explain to us what we're going to do, and
Okay.
and you should do this as well. So as soon as you're watching this, grab a piece of paper, pause this right now, and follow along. So what are we going to do?
And I can guarantee they've got no idea what I'm going to do.
Yeah, this is interesting.
And we're going to test their mathematics, so if you get it wrong,
Yeah.
we're in trouble. Okay, one of the biggest delusions actually about the whole referral way of generating business is that people think referrals have to come by chance. And one of the things we do at Referral Institute is we show business owners how they can actually predict their referrals. You can take the chance out of your business. And Jim Rohn actually said that if you have a system that you can predict, you can 9 times out of 10 successfully predict the outcome. Okay? So using statistics, probability, we actually apply that to your network to guarantee your business. Okay? And what we've got is a little bit of a game here just to sort of prove the system. And this is a really cool tool. So if you've got any kids watching, get them out of the room, use it afterwards, they'll think you're a magician.
All right.
Okay, you ready?
We're ready.
All right, here we go.
Okay, what do we do?
So what I want you to do is think of a number between 1 and 9.
Can I show her?
No, keep it to yourself.
Do we need to write it down?
Yep, 1 and 9, because if you're like me, you'll get it all wrong. Okay, a number between 1 and 9. Okay, take that number and multiply that number by 9.
Calculator?
iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got, if you have a single digit, leave it as it is. If you have 2 numbers, i.e. 21, add them together, so that becomes 3. So whatever your double digit is, add them together so it becomes a single number. Okay, so we've got a single digit. From that single digit, subtract 5. So whatever number you have, subtract 5. Okay? Now what I want you to do is take that number and align it with a letter in the alphabet. So 1 would be A, 2 would be B, and so forth. Okay, so you now have a letter, correct? Think of a country in the English language that begins with that letter. So a country in the English language that begins with that letter. Got it? Okay. Now, with that country, take the second letter in that country and think of a 4-legged animal.
Okay. How is this referrals?
Don't worry.
My brain is hurting.
We're just proving a system to you.
Okay.
All these numbers are going to end up as Lindt chocolates that you're going to give me.
I hope this is Lindt chocolate. The animal I have is huge.
Okay, you ready?
Okay.
So, you should have a country and a 4-legged animal.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have Denmark and an elephant?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Woo! We can eat as much chocolate as an elephant. Thanks,
Do you
Phil.
have Denmark and an elephant?
Well, if the system has worked, are you trying to say that this system is the same for...
Well, all we've done is what we've used there is probability. Any mathematicians out there will tell you that whatever number you took and times it by 9 and added it together would equal 9.
Yeah.
When you subtract a number, it's the same number. And it's basically probability that you're going to choose Denmark being the most probable option. And when you choose E, the most probable would be elephant. Now, some clever people out there will say Djibouti instead of Denmark, and the possibilities aren't there.
Yeah.
Somebody might say elk instead of elephant, but it's not really normal. So all it is applying statistics and probability to your network, your closing ratios, and all this. It goes a little bit in depth, but it is possible to predict referrals just as we did there.
That's fantastic. That's a really cool system. Now, of course, the whole principle behind it is to understand that there is a system. And then if we can create this system for our business then and follow the method for our referrals, then you're saying that we should end up with a probability of a high referral if we use the system in place, if we put the system in place.
Absolutely. I mean, if you've got a business that's getting 80 to 100% of its business by referral, that's pretty worrying if it's all chance. How do you double your business?
Okay.
Well, what do? Knock the client over the head 3 times as much and say, give me more referrals? It's not going to work. I need to look at other things. So yes, once you have a system, you can actually predictably start to grow your business. Take the chance away.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I think when it comes to referral, very, very few people know that you can actually predict your referrals. And I know this is a passion of yours and teaching people how to do it as well. So this is very interesting. Try this at
remarkable.
home.
And definitely, do this with other people as well. If you're not really sure about what you're doing, or perhaps you're wondering why your referral marketing isn't working so well, Phil Bedford is here. You've got all the contact details from the earlier segment of our episode. Please contact him directly, or if you can't get a hold of him somehow, we already have his contact details, so approach us. We'll definitely put you in touch with Phil, and use this system as well.
How many Lindor balls do we give this?
Well, since elephant was the animal that
Yes.
we came up with, so it's like the largest land animal we have, I'm thinking that we have to give this the largest score.
I agree.
We're going to have to go with 5 Lindor balls this time. Phil, thanks for filling our stomachs with lots of Lindor balls. We appreciate that. But we really want to say thank you very much as well, because it's the kind of business marketing that people need a lot of help with. And we really appreciate the fact that you're here, the Referral Institute is here, and please get in touch with Phil as soon as you can if you need help with your referral marketing.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in this market here, when there's a lot of people coming and going. So,
Absolutely. Awesome.
anyway, thanks for watching.
And we'll see you at the next episode.
Yes, we will.
Wonderful. Thanks again, Phil.
Thank
Fantasy.
you.
Thanks for saying it.
Cheers.
Bye.